welcome to episode 139 of Regen Rovers, where today it's another massive episode because we're going to be playing our last game of our second season in the Premier League. We're taking on Watford at home, and then we're taking on the mighty Manchester United in the FA Cup final, our second cup final of the season. Of course, we managed to beat Arsenal in the EFL Cup final earlier in the year, and now we have the opportunity to beat Man United again. We beat them in the semi-final of the EFL Cup, remember, and now we've got the opportunity to really rub salt into the wounds of them because we've had a fine old season against them. It really has been a magnificent season, hasn't it? We're third in the table going into this last game. We've confirmed Champions League football next year. We'd qualified for the Europa League by winning the EFL Cup, but then a fine, rich vein of form has sent us into the Champions League places, and we've managed to hold our own there and go up to third position. We want to try and grab third because I think fourth doesn't guarantee a group stage Champions League qualification spot. I think fourth place goes into the qualifying rounds. Not 100% sure on that, but if we can grab third, then I think that pretty much guarantees us in the group stages of the Champions League next season. I can't quite believe it because we went up to the Premier League. I thought it was going to be slow progress after that point. I thought the first season was a struggle, maybe finish 17th. Of course, we managed to finish 9th. And then I thought, well, it's going to be hard to improve upon 9th. It's probably going to be another mid-table season. But it's been phenomenal. We've only lost 7 games in the league. We've scored 77 goals, which is the most in the league this season. Let's try and keep that record. Let's try and finish top goal scorers in the league by scoring a few more goals today. Pigliacelli is a legend. 34 goals this season. He's 4 ahead of Sam Hunt. Sam Hunt couldn't play against Man United in the last league game because he's ineligible. He's ineligible for the FA Cup. Real shame that we won't be able to play him. So today's game against Watford is his last game for us this season. Possibly his last ever game if Man United don't want to sell him. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just make an inquiry, I think, to start with, just to see if they're willing to sell him. I'll make a bid anyway, regardless. I'm going to try and sign him in the summer. It's really important to do so. But Pigliacelli has been incredible, hasn't he? He really, his attributes are going down at the moment. Not really sure why, but last season was great. 21 goals. I didn't think he'd be able to improve upon that, especially with Sam Hunt and Kevin Savage coming in. But he's gone from strength to strength. 34 goals, 26 league goals. That is a new record, by the way. He's beaten Lorenzini's 25 goal a season league goal a season record. He's also beaten Danny Bye's record from 2021 by getting 12 Man of the Match awards this season. That's beaten Danny Bye's previous record of 11. He is a superhero. He really is. So in the last 2 games then, since we beat Derby County in the FA Cup semi-final, we've got 2 wins against very powerful teams in Liverpool and Man United. We've beaten Man United again. But I was very impressed with this win against Liverpool, who we have struggled against. Quite funny, I did actually tweet this a couple of weeks ago. I've noticed there's a player called Everton, a real-life player called Everton, playing for Liverpool. That is just hilarious. He managed to score 90th minute consolation in this game. But by that point, we were 3-0 up. G-String opened the scoring. He certainly improved in recent weeks. So this was the first goal just after, inside 2 minutes. Great strike from him from a Paul Kelly drag back. And then Pigliacelli got 2 goals. One in the 16th minute. G-String down the left, putting a good ball into George Law, who's been a revelation for us. Back into G-String. And Pigliacelli, via a deflection, found the back of the net. And then in the 48th minute, he managed to score again. Stephen Dean with the free kick, crossed to Pigliacelli, got ahead of everyone, and headed it into the back of the net. What a man he is. And then he scored 2 goals against Man United. They dominated. 24 shots, 54% possession. They had all the chances, really. We only had 4 shots all game. But that's what our counter-tactic's all about. Hitting teams on the break, absorbing pressure. Defence played very well. Sean Thomas had a brilliant game, probably his best performance in a Regen Rovers shirt. 8.1 from him. Stephen Dean at right back has been sensational lately. Nathan Williams, Horatio, Sebastian Martinez. Everyone was excellent today. Especially Pigliacelli, who managed to win us the game with 2 goals. We were without Sam Hunt because he was ineligible. We played Kevin Savage, and he was alright up front alongside the Pig. But it was all down to the Pig in this game. That was his first. This was his second. George Law involved into Savage, through to Pigliacelli. took it round a man and powered it past the keeper, who maybe should have done a little bit better, but it had good accuracy from Giuseppe Pigliuccelli, and that was his 34th goal of the season in front of 91,000 people at Old Trafford. Their capacity's definitely been increased. That is huge, isn't it? Compared to our measly 12,500. But we're still, I mean, we're taking plenty of fans to Wembley, aren't we? If we just look at the FA Cup semi-final, 45,000 fans each at this stadium. Really quite special. So there's definitely fans there, which is why we really need to improve the stadium, make it bigger. But I'm not able to. They're still not allowing me to improve and increase the stadium. If we can build a new stadium, that would be brilliant. It'd probably be named after me, to be honest, because I am the only legend at the club. If it was called the Jack Young Stadium, though, that would be very, very special. Anyway, today's game then against Watford. Last game for Sam Hunt to impress. If he can score 5 goals, he's still got the opportunity to finish ahead of the Pig this season. I think his average rating will probably finish ahead of him, unless Pigliuccelli has 2 very good games at the end of the season. He's unlikely to win Player of the Season, though, because he's on loan. So I don't think a loan player would likely win Player of the Season unless he was miles ahead. Surely it's going to be the Pig. But maybe other players like, I was going to say Stephen Dean, because he's been at the club so long, but he's not an icon, so he's not likely to win. The icon, Spencer Drury, Danny Bayer, Jonathan Edwards, Lorenzini, Jack Young is an icon. Favourite personnel, sorry, were those four that I mentioned. None of them have been first team players this season. So surely it's going to be Pigliuccelli winning Player of the Season, or Sam Hunt if the game allows him to. Let's end on a high then and send the fans home happy ahead of the FA Cup final at Wembley. We are the favourites for this one. Watford are relegated bottom of the table. They've only won 6 games all season. That almost guarantees that they're going to beat us. We're probably in our flip-flops. We've qualified for the Champions League, waiting for the FA Cup final, but we really should be winning this, giving ourselves a little bit of a boost as well ahead of the final against Man United, which will be very tough. They're looking for revenge. We've beaten them twice this season and got a draw. I think they beat us in the league game, but to beat them 2-0. But the thing is, they were the better team. We were lucky not to concede a goal, thanks to Sean Thomas. My defence as well, playing very well. They're going to be really tough, and they will definitely be the favourites. I can't imagine they'll put out a weak team like Arsenal did in the EFL Cup final. But you never know. And it would be nice to play a full-strength team in a final and beat them. If we can get a cup double this season, though, what an achievement that would be for the younglings. Here we go then. George Law, who's been phenomenal since coming from Leicester City. Short, great ball out wide to Martinez. Good ball in, and Pigliuccelli. Oh, it really froze then, but Martinez was offside. We should be 1-0 up. Martinez apparently was offside. I don't think he was, but maybe he was. We have to trust the officials, don't we, unfortunately. It's been a boring first half, other than that opportunity, which didn't count in the end. Watford coming forwards, though, looking to get a shot goal. Schultz does well to head it away, but he's only headed it into the path of a Watford player. And here they come, looking very dangerous. Are they going to get a goal? Good save by Sean Thomas. 0-0, half-time. Don't know what's going on here. It's been boring. Sam Hunt, for whatever reason, his morale's not particularly high. Well, I think we have to go attacking, don't we? Attacking, flexible. Let's push forwards. We're the team that should be winning this. Let's take the game to Watford. Here we come early on. George Law. Now on the ball again. What's he going to do? He can pick a pass, but he's been tackled, and that's pretty poor from him. He should have got rid of it. And Watford now on the break. And it's a pretty awful effort in the end. Don't know why my game's freezing. It's really annoying. And Arama... oh, fires it over the bar again. Another clear-cut chance. Not sure that was the clearest of chances. But it has been all Watford so far in this second half. Let's bring on Nigel. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 4-3-3. I think we need to change something. It's not working today against their 4-4-2. Let's get a bit more direct. Take the game to Watford. I really want to win, because it's a bit embarrassing losing or drawing against the bottom place team, and we're dropped down to 4th place as it stands, which is a bit frustrating after all the hard work getting into 3rd. To then go and not get a result against the easiest team in the league is very irritating. It's not been Sam Hunt's day, has it? But I'm tempted to just keep him on. maybe I should bring Spencer Drury on. I'm going to do it. It's disappointed me on his last appearance for the club, possibly. And yeah, there we go. I'm going to get these guys to attack. Come on, guys. You've done nothing in this game. But it's not happening. We're going to draw 0-0 on the last day of the season against a team we should be beating. Frustrating. Frustrating times for us. Not the best build-up for the FA Cup final, but there we go. I mean, you get these results every now and then, don't you? We finished 4th, which means we will have to go into the qualification stages, I guess. But what a season it has been. Finishing 4th. I did not expect that at all. We're definitely the overachievers this season. Savage hasn't scored for 7 games, which is a little bit of a problem. £33.83 million for finishing 4th. That is fantastic, isn't it? Man United have won the Champions League 3 seasons in a row, by the way. It's actually going to be between AC Milan and Roma, the next final. But Sam Hunt has won Players Young Player of the Year. Really good achievement for him. And I've won Manager of the Year. That is deserved, isn't it? Players Team of the Year, Sam Hunt, midfield. He can play midfield, but he didn't play midfield for us. Of course, we've got the World Cup to look forward to in the summer. I've already picked my preliminary squad. It's 30 players, which I will whittle down. We'll do a couple videos for the World Cup. I know some of you haven't been that interested in the England journey, but there will be the opportunity to do transfer activity for Regen Rovers at the same time. So if you're interested in seeing some pre-season stuff going on, then watch those World Cup episodes, because I inevitably will sign some players during that time, although I suppose I will be a bit distracted. That's the problem with this summer. I want to obviously build on the team that we have and get some Champions League quality, more Champions League quality players in, but England might get a bit in the way. I have to make sure I focus on Regen Rovers, because regardless of what happens in the World Cup, I'm going to resign as England manager at the end, because I said I'm going to give it one shot at the World Cup. If I win it, brilliant. If I don't, so be it. And that will be the end of the England journey. Wembley ready for FA Cup spectacle. So Old Trafford now has a bigger capacity than Wembley. That is amazing. Oh, this is huge, isn't it? Our first FA Cup final. The oldest competition in the world. Fans are going wild on social media. We are stadium bound. What a time to be alive. Time to win our first FA Cup. We have to believe, don't we? You might be disappointed that I'm not wearing a suit, but this has been very lucky for us. I've not worn it behind the scenes, by the way, every game. Otherwise, I'd have to wash this regularly. But for every live com since I received this shirt, I've worn it. And it's been really successful, hasn't it? We've not lost many games whilst I've been wearing this. So this is the team, the famous 11 that will play our first ever FA Cup final against the mighty Manchester United. Sam Hunt can't play against his parent club, so he's out the team altogether. George Law is cup tied because he played for Leicester City earlier in the season. So we've got Sean Thomas in goal, Stephen Dean, Horatio, Williams and Martinez at the back, with Nico Schultz and Naganuma in the middle. Paul Kelly and G-String on the wings, with Pigliacelli, our star man, alongside Kevin Savage, who's done very well in the cup competitions. We need him to step up today. It hasn't been quite a successful season as I hoped, but he's still only 20 years old, so there's still time for him to improve, and I'm sure he will over time. On the bench, Philip Kachar, Lars Burden, Nigdigia Fall, Onyekachi Ali, Nigel, Spencer Drury and Jack Young. A door just closed. That was creepy. I think it was the wind, not a ghost. Yes, Jack Young and Spencer Drury on the bench. That's quite fitting, isn't it? Two heroes of the series. Regen Rovers versus Manchester United in the 2030 FA Cup final then. Momentous day for the club, our first ever FA Cup final. We're back at Wembley again. They are the favourites for this. They have a quality team. Wellington up front, Brazilian wonder class. Wonder class? World class. He's wonder class as well. He's signed for £93 million from Real Madrid a few years ago. Exceptional talent. But they are missing Murat Akgün, the World Player of the Year, the Austrian, who is a sensational player as well. But they've got other quality players in Park Hyun-jae. They've got Gouache on the left, a Spanish winger. They've got a real-life player, Conceição, a Portuguese player. They've got another Portuguese player, a striker, but he's playing in central midfield for Man United. They've got Pogba still. They've got a very good defence. They're all world-class defenders. And a good goalkeeper who looks very similar to Sean Thomas, actually. Swiss goalkeeper. They're looking for revenge. We somehow held them out in the last game against them, beating them 2-0, but they had the better chances. Sean Thomas was sensational. Pigliuccelli took his opportunities brilliantly, but I don't really know how we're going to stop them again. We've rode our luck twice, haven't we, against them? Surely they're looking for revenge. Let's just motivate the players a bit. We're going to miss George Law in the middle. We're going to miss Sam Hunt up front, but let's just do our best. That's all we can do. Let's make the fans proud. I'm sure they're enjoying their day out in London here. Not too far for them to travel. Not very far for the Man United fans either, is it? Going from Essex. Really frustrated me at school. Let's just see this actually. We're going to get a goal. Nope, it's saved. Oh, penalty! Wow, an opportunity here. I'll continue my thought in a second. Up steps Kevin Savage. He scores! He scores in an FA Cup final with a penalty. His 8th goal of the season. We're 1-0 up against Manchester United. Thanks to Kevin Savage, our Welsh striker. Brilliant penalty. Right into the corner. The keeper got a hand to it, but he couldn't keep it out because of the power and accuracy. But yeah, corner to Man United now. Are they going to get back into it straight away? They are. It's 1-1. As I was saying though, at school when I was younger, I get really frustrated by people deciding to swap from West Ham or other teams to support Man United, because back in the late 90s when I was at infant and junior school and then early noughties, the people Man United was so powerful at the time, and you just get people glory hunting. I suppose it's understandable when you're a kid, but I was never like that, strangely enough. I mean, you can support who you like, fair enough, but it did frustrate me as a child. It probably frustrated me more back then than it does now, to be honest. I'm really not bothered these days. Here comes Kevin Savage. Tackled. It was a good counter-attack there. Man United coming forwards. Wellington, he's just got over the top. Maybe we need to drop the defence slightly deeper just to protect our back line. Here's a highlight straight away. Sean Thomas takes the goal kick into Williams. Nice short pass. Williams pumps it up though. Pigliuccelli can't win it, but Schultz does. Here's Naganuma. What's he going to do? Giving the ball. That is a poor pass from Naganuma. Really poor. I don't know what he was intending with that. He's obviously trying to find Paul Kelly, but it wasn't good enough. Martinez can't... Oh, it's 2-1. Wellington. The positivity of that penalty has evaporated because Man United are now 2-1 up. It's just a simple cross in, and Williams went across. Horatio can't get there. Sean Thomas has no chance, and we're 2-1 down. And that might be as a result of going slightly deeper. I don't know. Oh, we survive again. I don't really know how Pigliuccelli on the line clears it. We're still in this game, though, at half-time. Can we turn it around in the second half? Show me something else in the second half, guys. Come on. What do we do? Let's hit early crosses into the box. And we'll whip them in, I think. Get stuck in. Let's just show some bite, I think. Show the fans we want this. But here come Man United. Looking dangerous. It's all over. Sean Thomas came for it. Nowhere near it. Wellington heads in. Second goal of the game for him. The dreams of winning a second cup competition have gone. It was always going to be really tough. Whoever we took on, Liverpool or Man United. I was hoping to take on Liverpool in the final, but ended up being Man United. A bogey team for us, although we have been very successful against them this season. We still find it very difficult to play against them. Whatever, even if we have managed to win games, we've never dominated against Man United. Nathan Williams, 6.1 from him today, not good. The defence, yeah, they've let me down, haven't they, today? Perhaps that's something we need to improve. We can certainly improve upon Williams and Horatio, and Dean. Martinez is a good left-back. I think he'll be good enough for next season, but perhaps it's time. Horatio's been brilliant this season, as has Williams at times, and Stephen Dean has been exceptional. But perhaps if we're going to be playing Champions League football next year, we need to improve this. Because I think George Law's quality. I think improve on Schultz, improve on these three, possibly get some better wingers. Basically improve the whole team. But that's the aim every year, isn't it? Get a better team. What am I going to do then? Come on, Paul. Let's keep fighting. It's not over yet. Let's bring on Ali and... No, in fact, let's leave Schultz on. We're bringing on Nigel, sorry. We're going to go attacking. Attacking flexible. More direct football. Let's go with this. We might end up losing 6-1, but let's just show some fight. Park Yun-Ye has been injured. Yep, it's not happening. We might as well just make some changes for the sake of it. We're going to bring on Spencer Drury and Jack Young. We have to do this, don't we? And let's just overload, pump the ball into the box. Go route one. Let's try and see if Jack Young or Spencer Drury can score in the FA Cup final. 5 minutes to go. They've had 20 shots. They've had 5 half chances. One clear-cut chance each. Minute and a half to go. Can we get another consolation goal? Or is it going to be a fourth? It is. It's 4-1. They were just too powerful for us today. It wasn't to be. This Portuguese Rodrigo Conceição has had a phenomenal game. We will not win a second cup this season. Other than the penalty, we did absolutely nothing. And there we go. Man United are FA Cup champions. They have been the dominant team on this save. I've just said they were unlucky there. It's just relaxed and motivated them. The season's ended disappointing. We've dropped down to 4th place, but we get a Champions League position, whether it be qualification place or not. I don't really care. We've won the League Cup. We've lost in the FA Cup final. So to win one and lose one, you can't really complain about that, can you? And it does mean it gives us something to win next year, doesn't it? Well, thank you very much for watching today's episode. A draw against Watford wasn't great. A loss against Man United wasn't great. But what a season. There will be a season review. We'll have a look at the player performances. We'll have a look at some of the other leagues and that sort of jazz. Until next time, enjoy Football Manager. I will see you very soon.